Well, let's talk about tying a knot. So if you want to learn something a little bit more for your weaving, some people don't like the edges of their weaving hanging out like this on the edge. So you will see some weavings that actually have a knot tied, and then their weaving goes back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, rather than just stopping on the edge, and then they don't have those edges there. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. You would weave the normal way. So I would start my weaving with my string just like you have, and I'm going to go ahead and start here. That one is under, so I'm going to jump over, and then under, under, over, under. I'm going back this way, and I'm not going to pull it. If I pull it too tight, all of those strings come together. So I do have to make sure that I don't pull it too tight. And I'm going up. And now they're going to go around the church one time, and into the chapel they go to the back door. And when they come out the front door, they have a wedding ring. And you pull the wedding ring, and now you can trim it up. And that was just kind of an easy way to remember that my strings now will have a knot together very close to that. Okay, so what that means is now it's one whole string that can go back and forth, over, under, learning on how to do some weaving. You can tie the knot. And then when you're done tying the knot, come and have a teacher check so I can check your knot out before you continue weaving. Now, there's another thing too about adding some texture to your weaving. So I can add the texture either by tying the knot, or I can actually just do the strips if you want. There's a couple of different textures in the yarn. You have things like this that might be kind of bumpy and rough and knobby. And you might have something like this where it might be a little softer, and it's thick and thin and thick and thin, and this one's kind of flat. And then of course we have the fuzzy and the soft fuzzy one, which is very popular. And we have things that are kind of like cords, and it's a little bit different, and it's kind of round. So I think what I'm going to do to add it is I can just add it all the way across, just like I did these, over, under, over, under. I can tie a knot, and with the two together, wrapping it around my fingers and putting them in the back, and I can tie a knot and add it. Whichever way that you want to do, we can just add it any way that you want. So I'll just add this one just so you can see the texture, and you can see some of the texture and the textured string there. We do I like to add a couple fun little things to the top and the bottom. So I'll take this weaving where it needs to have a little bit of its cardboard loom covered up there. So take a piece of paper, and we'll have a little drop of glue on there. And we'll have a handful of feathers. And of course they'll be your favorite colors, of course. And you're going to pick a feather and just make sure you get just one at a time. And one end is very fluffy, and one end is kind of pokey with the quill there. And I'm going to take the end that has the pokey, and I'm going to stick a little bit of glue, stick it right in there, and I'm going to put it at the top, and I'm going to slide it right underneath the yarn. And I want to cover all of the cardboard. So, and I can use any colors that I'd like. A little bit of glue, and I'm going to stick it right underneath there, and I'm going to put them all the way across the top. So I do have one that's done here, so then we can take a look at the feathers that were added, and they cover the cardboard on the top, and they cover the cardboard on the bottom. So it will look this way or this way when you're completely done.